Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Commander's Crypt. Today I've got an awesome episode for you. Today we've got Warhammer 40,000, Sazerac, the Silent King. He's Necron Dynasties. Now, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. The Sazerac is a famous drink here in New Orleans. It's probably something more like Zurich. But I'm just going to say Sazerac because it's much easier for me to pronounce. But today we have got one of the hottest decks out right now, the Necron Dynasties from the Warhammer 40,000 Commander deck, Universes Beyond. So I'm super excited. I'm really liking this product that Warhammer has been putting out with Magic. I really, really dig it. So let's see what we got here. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Choose your army and overcome both friend and foe as Warhammer 40,000 comes to the definitive multiplayer Magic format. Awaken the Necrons from their slumber to build powerful artifacts. While your opponents may slay them, they rise again to seal your victory. The Necrons are a race of mechanical warriors who were betrayed by their gods and entombed in cold, unfeeling bodies. Now awakening from a millennia-long slumber, they aim to conquer the galaxy and rule it once again. Clad in self-repairing living metal and armed with terrifying gauze weaponry, the Necrons are a horrific foe. Ooh, I kind of like this. You know, the more I read about this Warhammer stuff, the more I like it. I like the Tyranids. I like the Necrons. Man, this is really, really cool. So I'm totally digging this product that they're putting out. So this is the hottest deck right now, the hottest pre-con, I might say. So let's just get on into it. I've got Vanna White here to help me with the unboxing. You can't see her. She flew all the way in from Hollywood to help me with this. So, there it is. Sazerac, the Silent King. 3 pips and 1. All right, let's open this bad boy up here. And get on with it. All right, let's see what we got here. Sazerac, the Silent King. 3 black and 1 flying. My will be done. Whenever Sazerac, the Silent King attacks, mill 3 cards. You may put an artifact, creature card, or vehicle card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. Ooh. Yeah, I'm hearing that this is the most popular deck in this set, and we're about to find out why. So he's a 3/4 flyer Necron. Whenever he attacks, mill 3 cards. You may pay an artifact card or vehicle card from among them milled into your hand. I kind of like this because, you know, Shirikai is one of my favorite decks and has a lot of vehicles. So, yeah, there's some very good vehicles from previous sets just came out this year that would work well in this deck. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We've got Imhotep, the Stormlord, 2 black and 2. Theron, whenever 1 or more artifact cards leave your graveyard, create 2 black Necron Warrior artifact creature tokens. Grand Strategist, at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target artifact creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains menace until end of turn. Okay. Heck, he's pretty strong. That's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy you want right there. He's got 2 paragraphs. Whenever 1 or more artifact creatures leave your graveyard, create 2/2 black Necron Warrior artifact creature tokens, and he pumps your dudes. Yeah, that's probably the guy to make your commander right there. Flayed 1 black and 2, lifelink, Flesh Flayer. When Flayed 1 enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. Ooh. All right. I like this. I'm liking this already because it's got a theme. It's got a strength. You know, the Werborg Planeswalker pre-con deck that just came out recently was aimless. It didn't have a direction. This deck has a direction. I'm liking it already. Hexmark Destroyer, 2 black and 4, artifact creature Necron. Multi-threat eliminator. Hexmark Destroyer can't be blocked except by 6 or more creatures. Unearth. Oh, here we go. 2 black and 4, unearth. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield. Unearth only as a sorcery. All right. All right, I see what so we've got a black deck that has graveyard strategies. I like it. Plasmancer, 2 black and 2, artifact creature, Necron wizard flying. Dynastic Advisor, when Plasmancer enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land swamp card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Okay. A 3/3 flyer for 4 that thins out your deck and ramps. I like it. Psychomancer, 1 black and 1. Necron wizard flying, Harbinger of Despair. Whenever Psychomancer or another non-token artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield or is put into exile from the battlefield, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh. That's actually very strong. Yeah. Disciple of the Vault was a black creature that did the same thing. Did a point of damage whenever an artifact hit the graveyard. And with you milling and all this other stuff, that would this guy would sling a lot of damage. That may not seem like much, but that's actually he's actually a badass. Look up Disciple of the Vault. Very, very strong card. He was in the Affinity decks back in the day, back in the early 2000s. And you would sacrifice a bunch of artifacts to, you know, your things in your Affinity deck. Arcbound Ravager and make him big, but then also Lord of the Vault, Disciple of the Vault would ping everybody for damage as well. Very strong. Sawtech Immortal, 1 black and 2, flash, elite troops. Sawtech Immortal enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature that died this turn. Okay. All right. Seems pretty strong in black. You're going to be sacrificing stuff. You flash him in for just 3 mana and he could get massive. Scorpek Destroyer, 2 black and 2, artifact creature, Death Touch Necron. Hyperphase Threshers, whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, Scorpek Destroyer gains first strike until end of turn. All right. Yeah, you're going to play an artifact. This guy's going to swing in for first strike Death Touch. Death Strike, very strong. Triarch Praetorian, 1 black and 1, flying Dynastic Codes. When Triarch Praetorian enters the battlefield from a graveyard, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. He's got Unearth. There you go. Drawing cards. Playing them again. Night Scythe. 3 colorless, he's a vehicle, flies, invasion beams. When Night Scythe enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black Necron warrior artifact creature token. Crew 2, 3/1. Okay. Man, you know, there's a lot of good vehicles that could go in this deck. Defile, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp you control. Wow. Super strong in this deck. It's going to be all swamps. Wow. For 1 black, you get to kill anything, even Indestructibras. Very, very strong card. Dread Return, one of my favorites. 2 black and 2. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Flashback, sacrifice 3 creatures. So yeah, you can use this to reanimate stuff out of your graveyard. Sacrifice 3 creatures to do it again. I actually have a Type 1 deck with Bazaar of Baghdad that I was running Dread Returns in. It's nice to see old cards like that. Oh, Cranial Plating, another one. Another staple in the old Arcbound Ravager deck. 2 colorless, equipped creature gets +1 for each artifact you control. For 2 black, attach Cranial Plating to target creature you control or equip 1. That's super strong because you equip at a sorcery speed, but the 2 black colon allows you to attach it at instant speed. And with all the artifacts that you're going to have on the board, you're going to put this on a flyer and totally wreck face with it. I'm loving it. I'm loving this deck already. Hedron Archive, that's another oldie but a goodie. 4 mana, tap it, gives you 2 wingdings, sack it, draw 2 cards. I'm loving this deck. I'm loving the new art. Mask of Memory, another oldie but a goodie. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card. I actually love this card. It's one of my favorites. Super cheap, put it on a flyer, and now you get to filter through your stuff. Man, I'm loving this deck already. What else we got? Soul Ring, because Soul Ring. I even like the Necron themed Soul Ring. I love this. What else we got? Baron Moore. Cycling 1 black. Enters the battlefield tapped. Okay, that's good because late game you can use that to draw a card if you don't need any more lands. Myriad Landscape. I'm loving this Warhammer Necron art. Sack it, search your library for 2 basic land cards, share land type. Yep. You know it, you love it. Reliquary Tower, another oldie but a goodie. You have no maximum hand size, tap it to give you 1 wingding. Darkness, 1 black instant, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Ooh, this is an old card too from Legends. I love the art on the old card. Go check it out. I love this. So basically a black fog. Next we've got Go for the Throat. Another oldie but a goodie with new Necron art. Destroy target non-artifact creature. Arcane Signet. Commander's Sphere. Mind Stone. All oldies but goodies. Thought Vessel. Oldie but a goodie. And if I'm going too fast, just hit the pause button. These are cards that are Commander staples, but the new art is really cool. Love that. Unstable Obelisk. That's an oldie but a goodie. Wayfarer's Bauble. Same verse. Second verse, same as the first. Desert of the Glorified. Okay, another cycling land. Okay. Another graveyard stuff. Polluted Mire. Another cycling. Vault of Whispers. Antikur the Traveler. 1 black and 4. Lord of the Pyrian Legions. Whenever Antikur the Traveler attacks, you may cast an artifact spell from your hand or graveyard by paying life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. Uh-oh. Yeah, this card isn't going to be abused at all, is it? I love it. I'm loving this deck. Man, so it's got 3 really good legendary creatures in here that you could play. Ooh. Whenever he attacks, you can cast an artifact spell from your hand or your graveyard by paying life. Wow. Super strong. I love it. Biotransference, 2 black and 2. Creatures you control are artifacts in addition to its other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, You lose 1 life and create a black Necron warrior artifact creature token. Wow. I love it. I love the art too. Man, these cards have so much potential. Chronomancer, 1 black and 1 flying, atomic transmutation. 1, sacrifice another artifact, draw a card that it has unearth. Wow. Wow. Card draw, unearth. Crypt, 1 black and 3 artifact creature, Necron wizard. 1 black and 1. Tap it, choose another target artifact creature you control. When that creature dies this turn, return it to the battlefield tapped under your control. Wow. Wow. This is strong. I can see why this is the most popular deck. I'm loving it. Illuminor, Caesaris, 1 black and 2. Another legendary artifact creature, Necron. Secrets of the Soul. Sacrifice another creature, add an amount of black equal to the sacrificed creature's mana value. Wow. Wow. Locust Heavy Destroyer, 3 black and 1. Flying. Amnitic Exterminator. When he enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature unearth. Wow. I'm liking this deck. Necron Deathmark, 2 black and 3, flash. Synaptic Disintegrator. When Necron Deathmark enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target creature and target player mills 3 cards. Wow. 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 So at instant speed for 2 black and 3, you get to target a creature and they mill 3 cards, which could be devastating early game. Lich-Guard, 1 black and 2. Guardian Protocols, 1 black and 3. Sacrifice him. Return all legendary creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Wow. 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 Necron Overlord. Okay, yeah, so this is going along with the lore from Warhammer. They were in the graveyard. They were, put to sleep or deactivated, and now they're all coming back to life. I'm digging it. Necron Overlord, 2 black and 2. He's a Necron Noble. Relentless March, X, tap it, tap X, untap creatures you control. Target opponent loses X life. Wow. Wow. That's it. That's it. Just pay some mana, tap some artifacts, and you've got cards in here that make all your stuff artifacts. And target player loses X life. Sheesh. Out of the Tombs, 1 black and 2 enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 Eon counters on this enchantment. Then mill cards equal to the number of Eon counters on it. If you draw a card while your library has no cards in it, instead return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If you can't, you lose the game. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Interesting. Wow, I am liking this deck. I'm seeing why everybody loves this deck so much. I've been hearing a lot of good things about this deck. 2 black and 3 Necron, Phalanx Commander. When Royal Warden enters the battlefield, create 2-tap, 2/2 black Necron Warrior artifact creature tokens. Unearth. Wow. Wow, I like this deck. Shard of the Nightbringer. 3 black and 5. He's a Catan, flying, drain life. When he enters the battlefield, if you cast it, target opponent loses half their life rounded up. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. Holy shnikes. He's an 8/8 for 8 that flies, and you suck half of target opponent's life. Wow. Man, this deck is crazy strong right out the box. This might be the strongest deck I remember this year in the precons. 3 black and 4, another Catan. Flying, Spear of the Void Dragon. Whenever This guy attacks. Each opponent sacrifices a non-land permanent. Matter absorption. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield or is put into exile from the battlefield, put 2+1 counters on Shard of the Void Dragon. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. So again, we have a 7/7 for 7 that flies. But what is a Catan? It's got Void Dragon in its title, but it's not a dragon. It's a Catan, whatever that is. Interesting. Scorpek Lord, Menace, Command Protocols, other artifact creatures you control get +1 and 0 and have Menace unearthed. 3 for 2 for 3. Technomancer. 2 black and 5 artifact creature Necron wizard. When he enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards, then return any number of artifact creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Holy shit. Wow, this deck is crazy. Their name is Death. 3 black and 3, destroy all non-artifact creatures. Wow. Wow. And of course, all of these are artifact creatures. So, one-sided board wipe, and everybody knows we love one-sided board wipes here at the Commander's Crypt. Their number is Legion, 4 black and X. Create X, tap 2/2 black Necron warrior artifact creature tokens. Then you gain life equal to the number of artifacts you control. Exile, their number is Legion. You may cast their number is Legion from your graveyard. Wow. Wow, so you create a bunch of 2/2s and you gain life equal to that. Wow. Wow, I am digging this deck. Tombblade, 2 black and 4 flying. Whenever Tombblade deals combat damage to a player, that player loses life equal to the number of creatures they control, unless they sacrifice a creature. Unearth for 2 black and 6. Okay. Trays in the Infinite, 2 black and 4, Necron Death Touch. Prismatic Gallery, as long as Trays in the Infinite is on the battlefield, it has all active abilities of all artifact cards in your graveyard. Oof. Wow, more abuse. More potential abuse. Man, so many legendary creatures that you could use for your commander in this deck. I absolutely love it. I love this deck. This is the most value of any of them I've seen all year. I am digging it. Triarch Stalker, 2 black and 3, Necron, targeting relay at the beginning of combat on your turn. Choose an opponent. Creatures attacking the last chosen player have Menace. Okay. The War in Heaven, 3 black and 3. It's a saga. You draw 3 cards and you gain 3 life. Next saga, mill 3 cards. Next saga, choose up to 3 target creature cards with total mana value 8 or less in your graveyard. Return each of them to the battlefield with a Necrodermis counter on it. They're artifacts in addition to their other types. Wow. Wow. Caneptic Scarab Swarm. Artifact creature flying. 1/1. Feeder Mandibles. When they enter the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. For each artifact or land, exile this way. Create a 1/1 colorless insect artifact creature token with flying. Wow. It's an ETB too, so you could keep doing this. Making more dudes and exiling everybody's graveyards. Caneptic Spider, 5 colorless, spider flying. It's a flying spider. Whenever another non-token artifact creature or vehicle enters the battlefield you control, draw a card. Okay. All right. All right. I like that because this could go in any deck. I like it. So this could go in your Shurikai deck, and you'll be drawing a card every time you play an artifact. Enters the battlefield even. So if Thopters come in, you know, there's ways of making Thopters. You draw a card. Wow. Canoptic Tomb Sentinel 4, Vigilance 4/3, Exile Cannon. When he enters the battlefield from a graveyard, exile up to one target non-land permanent. Vroom. And then he's got Unearth 7. Vroom. So you play him, Vigilance, block, or mill him into your graveyard and exile. Very cool. Canoptic Wraith, 3 colorless. Wraith form, can't be blocked. Transdimensional Scout, when he deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 3 and sacrifice it. If you do, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards with the same name as a land you control. Put them on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Okay. All right, more ramp. More ramp for your big mama creatures that I showed you earlier. Convergence of Dominion, 3 colorless, artifact, dynastic command node. As long as you control your commander, activated abilities of cards in your graveyard costs 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the mana in that ability's activation cost 2 less than 1 mana. Translocation Protocols, 3 tap it, mill 3 cards. Wow. Man, I like this deck. I cannot wait to play it. Crypto Thrall, 4, Protector. Other artifact creatures you control have hexproof. All right. All right. Ghost Ark, 4, Flying, Repair Barge. Whenever the Ghost Ark becomes crewed, each artifact creature card in your graveyard gains Unearth 3 until end of turn. Wow. Man, I cannot wait to play this deck. Man. Necron Monolith, 7, Flying Indestructible. Eternity Gate. Whenever Necron Monolith attacks, mill 3 cards. For each creature card milled this way, create a 2/2 black Necron Warrior artifact creature token. He's a 7/7 that flies. It's indestructible with a crew 4. I cannot wait to play this deck. Man. Resurrection Orb, 2. Equipped creature has lifelink. Whenever a equipped creature dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Holy. What? Oh my gosh. Wow. So you put this on one of your badass creatures with an ETB, and boom, if it dies, then you get its ETB again. Wow. Scepter of Eternal Glory, 4. Tap 1 mana of any color. Tap, add 3 mana of any one color. Activate only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. I think that's pretty good too. It's basically a Thran's Dynamo, but you get colored mana if you're in a single color. Wow. Wow. Tomb Fortress, it's a land. Tapped 3 black and 2. Exile it, mill 4 cards, and return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Super strong. Beacon of Unrest. 2 black and 3. Put target artifact or creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under control. Shuffle Beacon of Unrest into its owner's library. Very strong. That's an oldie but a goodie. Man, I like that card. Living Death. Ooh, another oldie but a goodie. Each player exiles all creature cards from the graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures they control, then puts all cards they exiled this way onto the battlefield. Super strong card. One of the best cards of Magic. It's basically a board wipe that makes people sacrifice their creatures, so if they're indestructible, it doesn't matter. And then you get to put all of your creatures that are in your graveyard out onto the battlefield. And of course, you're going to have a lot more. Loving it. Mutilate. Another oldie but a goodie. All creatures get -1/-1 for each swamp you control. Very strong board wipe. Cage Sun. Enters the battlefield, choose a color. Creatures you control that chose a color get +1/+1. And you get to double the mana of lands of that color. Endless Atlas. I can't wait to play this deck. 2. Tap and draw a card. Activate only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. Love it. Man, I love this deck. Gilded Lotus. Mystic Forge. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast artifacts, spells, and color spells from the top of your library. Pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library. Like it. I like it. Sculpting Steel, another good card. Man, I see why everybody wants to get their hands on this deck. And that's it. That's it. It's going to be all swamps after that. But then the extra token cards that you get are, you get the plastic version of this. Then you get some Necron warriors and a bunch of Necron warriors and a bunch of insects. Okay, it's all insects or it's all Necrons, Necron warriors. Very cool. Very cool. I'm absolutely loving this deck. I cannot wait to play it. So that's it. We're going to get on out of here. I hope you like my quick video of only 30 minutes. But before I wanted to go, I wanted to say that I really enjoy making these videos. I hope you enjoy watching them half as much as I like making them. I also wanted to say that here at the Commander's Crypt, we don't want to just be another Commander channel. We want to be a Commander community. I always start off my videos by saying that if you are watching, if you are subscribed, if you like Commander, you are my friend. We have not met yet, and I truly mean that. So that's it from a very nice New Orleans, Louisiana. This is going to be the Commander's Crypt signing off. I hope you have a wonderful week.